Bro. Hello? Did I do this right? Did I set this up correctly? No one will ever know. Hi, everybody. How's it going? What are you up to? How's your Saturday? What's your name? What's your favorite pizza topping? What's your favorite color? Other stuff. Hello, everybody. This is nice. This is nice. I am getting quite a lag on the chat, just so you know. But look at how high definition my face is, which is great. I love that this new webcam that we got due to our wonderful patrons. Thank you so much for our patrons on Patreon. Came just in time for me to have like a breakout on my face too. I think that's really fun. I think that's a really fun, cute look for everyone involved. Where are all the people? Where is everybody? Do I have to poke them again? Oh, it's only 12:01. I've just been speaking nonsense for 1 minute. Let's see. What do we got? Somebody's doing laundry. Somebody's reading. Somebody likes black olives on their pizza. Incorrect, but that's fine. Maybe I will go poke all the people. I'll say, hello. No, I won't. Let's see. Video link. Copy video link. Spam video link. Why doesn't it just have a button where I could say spam them all? Laying in bed cursing the existence of sinuses. Oh no, Aaron. That's a sad day. We've got some cross stitching. I will fight anyone who likes black olives, TBH. I will fight you all. This black olives, that is the hill I will die on. Let's see. I think peppermint goes on cupcake frosting. I just don't like peppermint, so I can't really speak to that. But someone else might be able to speak to that. Thank you. I also love my shirt. Oh, my headband is slipping. Oh, yes. Glad you're feeling better, James. This is good. This is good. Look, okay, here's the thing. Apparently, you're all into black olives, and I'm sorry about what I said. I'm not sorry. But I am sorry, but I'm not sorry. Thank you. I bought a lot of headbands. I bought like 9 headbands because my hair got too long here in quarantine, and now it has to go up in a ponytail because it's doing something bad. So I just bought a bunch of headbands to make me feel better about how the sad state my hair is in. Teardrops on my guitar. Team Black Olives. Ugh. Oh, I was going to go spam people with this link. Oops. I forgot. I think it's probably fine. We're just going to give people another couple of minutes to show up to the party. Anyway, what's another thing I can ask you all? Let's see. We've done pizza toppings. I said favorite color and no one answered it. Didn't I say that? Or did I just say that in my brain? Did I say that out loud? I said that out loud. Maybe not. What else can I ask you? I did. Okay, good. I did say that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Favorite kind of tea? Your favorite teas, your favorite teas, your favorite color. If you're just getting here, also tell me your favorite pizza topping, because we did that already earlier. So if you're just getting here, I don't know. I want to know what weird shit you guys are into, okay? Oh, this is good. Uh-huh. Ooh, your favorite tea cannot be coffee. Ah, oh, Kim's here. Go away. Kim, what's your favorite pizza topping? What's your favorite color? And what's your favorite tea? You have to answer all the questions that the other people are answering, because I said so. Oh my God, teal is the best color. What's up, what's up, what's up? Wow. Are you guys seeing this in the chat right now? That's fucking harsh, my dude. Oh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, should I probably start? No, I'm going to do this for another couple minutes. You didn't say that your favorite. My mom is nice. Thank you. Follow my mom on Instagram at Hot Dame Vintage. No, but what's your favorite pizza topping, you dick? Is it good? Is this fun for everyone if we have our regular banter, except that I'm on video and Kim's in the chat? Is that fun for everyone? Are we all having a good time? Okay. We hit 40 plus, so I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna read some fan fiction. Here we go. Both of the, again, just sort of perpetually reading these Halloween writing competition stories from our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful patrons on Patreon in our Discord. So doing more of that today. Also, they did all just send in their New Year, New Blank submissions. So we'll probably do that in the future as well. But please still send in your storytime submissions. 5,000 words or less. Something nice and wholesome. I'm probably not going to read something angsty on the live stream just because we're like having a nice time here. But send it to fanaticalfics@gmail.com. Oh my God, I forgot about the fight. I'm sorry. Okay, no, I'm going to stop looking at the chat now. Listen, I've had a week. Okay. Here we go. Now I'm going to read fanfiction. I'm going to start off with a story called The Unexpected Job Haunt. H-A-U-N-T. Haunt. Exclamation point. Which led to a deferral of the annual meeting of 1854 as several goblins from the Northern Wales congregation, amongst them Slamskull the First and Bogwag the 39th, were not inclined to accept the terms proposed by a group of diplomatic goblins sent over from France to review the process of... It turns out that with enough experience, one is able to not listen to oneself talk. And Cuthbert Binns had certainly enough experience. A lifetime full of it. Even more than a lifetime. 2.4 lifetimes? 1 lifetime and 1.4 death times. However long it might have been, Cuthbert had definitely mastered the art of not listening to himself talk. While his mouth kept listing dates and names referring to the political involvement of goblin movements during the Victorian era, a topic that had sent the class of Ravenclaws in front of him into a sound slumber about 30 minutes ago, he allowed his mind to wander. Not far, mind you, as Cuthbert had never been a dreamy or creative person. His life, and by now death, had been filled with facts. Facts of past wars, past conflicts, past conferences, and past agreements. With names of wizards, good and bad, of goblins, peaceful and bloodthirsty, and of giants, mostly bloodthirsty, all of them rather dense. He liked it that way. He had chosen this profession, and by sharing his ever-growing knowledge with generations of young witches had always fulfilled him. But lately, he could not quite but put his translucent finger on it. Just something felt off. He was under no illusion. He knew that his teaching skills had not improved in his ghost years, though his commute had become pleasantly short since he was able to enter the classroom via the blackboard. He was fully aware that barely any student managed to stay awake, let alone to listen to him. To be fair, his inability to use chalk to make notes that comes with not being able to grasp solid objects had also not helped to further his didactic abilities. It had not bothered him too much until quite recently. Teaching was the only life he knew. He had always done it and could not imagine doing anything else ever. And truth be told, his death already having come and gone rather unspectacularly, there was nowhere else to go from here, and nothing else to do. Surely, should he just aimlessly float around the castle all day? That seemed even more boring to him than his lecture to the drowsy, napping Ravenclaws. But still, what if... His train of thoughts was interrupted by his own voice coming back into focus. For our next lesson, I expect one roll of parchment on the question, why was the reaction of the Birmingham conclave to Le Grapp's suggestion of 1858 considered untypical? While students jerked awake, taken by surprise by the bell indicating the end of the lesson, Cuthbert shuffled his translucent notes and turned around, ready to float over to his office for lunch break. He was already 1 foot through the stone wall when a bright, airy voice called out, "Excuse me, Professor Binns, might I ask a question before you leave?" He turned around. A student with long silver blonde hair was standing in front of his desk, smiling shyly. "Yes, Miss..." He cleared his throat, trying to remember the girl's name. "Miss Hopefine. What can I help you with?" Why was it that he could name all Grugs of southern Norway from 1394 to today, but when it came to the names of his students, his mind had apparently decided to not retain any trace of them? "It's Lovegood, sir," the girl replied, her voice friendly. "I don't know if you've heard, but my father is the editor of a magazine called The Quibbler. For this year's Halloween edition, he's writing an article about ghosts in extraordinary positions." Cuthbert stared at the girl silently, unsure of what she was getting at. But Miss Lovegood continued, unfazed. "As you are the only ghost on Hogwarts staff, I wondered if you would be willing to give an interview about your teaching position and what inspired you to stay after your demise." Cuthbert considered this for a moment. He was rather unsure that he would have anything of value to say on the topic. But then again, it had been a while since a student had asked anything in this classroom, so he replied, "I will think about it. Miss Faithgrate? I will get back to you next class. Thank you, sir. My father would be honored to speak to you whenever you are free. And with this, the blonde girl turned around and wandered out of the room, leaving a slightly puzzled professor behind. Floating down the marble staircase into the entrance hall later that day, Cuthbert passed a row of magical enlarged pumpkins being arranged decoratively for the upcoming holiday. Maybe it was Halloween approaching, he thought to himself. Maybe that was the reason he felt different, restless. All this annual celebration of spook in general and ghosts especially was a strange reminder of the fact that he himself was one. Not that he ever actually forgot, it just never really made a difference to him since he was doing almost nothing different than during most of his years with a physical body. Being a ghost was not anything special, neither good nor bad, nor that different. Seeing humans, magical and non-magical, arranging this holiday around everything undead seemed pointless. Maybe that was why he was feeling this unusual itch. Over the course of the next days, Cuthbert felt his mind wandering back to the conversation with Miss Hopegood. He did not even bother to listen to himself covering the First International Wizarding Committee, usually one of his favorite topics. An interview with him about his profession. But what would he say were he to accept? Why was he a teacher? Because it was all he had ever known. 26 years old and much more alive, Cuthbert would probably have given a different answer, something including the values of studying history and not repeating mistakes. But 2.4 life/death times old Cuthbert had lost that idealistic view at some point. Mistakes were repeated all the time, studying history or not. The professor had enough self-reflection to know that I teach because what else should I do was probably not an interesting answer this editor was hoping for. So, no to the interview. What else should he do? What else should he do? What else was there for a ghost? Nothing would... Trying to push these unwelcome and irritating thoughts and questions out of his head, he opened his copy of the Evening Prophet. It was not made of paper, like the original newspaper, but out of the same mist-like material that formed his own body. One of his colleagues usually remembered to stab and hence murder the latest issue for him while he had stopped keeping up with the daily politics. He still enjoyed the crossword section. Leafing past pumpkin recipes and gardening tips, a small ad caught his eye with spiky letters. It said, "Ghosts wanted. Tired of spooking around your own castle? Why not try something new? We're hiring ghosts for the first Muggle haunted house experience. Bonus payment for Halloween shifts. Headlessness not required, but preferred." At the bottom of the ad was an address in London, not too far from Diagon Alley, actually. Cuthbert stared at the advertisement. His life was too deeply rooted in facts to believe in faith, but then again, this unknown sensation that continued to overcome him these days, this itch in his fingers, this restlessness, this weird death equivalent of a midlife crisis. Maybe this was just what he was looking for. He was not headless and rather unsure that he had scared anybody in his ghost life, but still, why not try? Why not take heart? Not literally, though, as he was not sure he still had one. It was not like he was short on time. A passage of time, precisely 2 days, and space, approximately 936 kilometers. Name: Cuthbert Binns. Former profession: professor for history of magic. Any haunting experience? None so far. Any special spooking talents or abilities? None. Head fully attached? Yes. Bloodstains or rusty chains? No. The stout small wizard in front of him looked up from his questionnaire and stroked his mustache, eyeing Cuthbert, unimpressed. Not much experience, but then again, 2 of our headless riders just took the week off to spend some time in the countryside, go for some long rides in the woods. It is Halloween, so this place will be packed, and we might be slightly understaffed. The man sighed and adjusted his monocle. All right. If you want the job, I can offer you a trainee position for a month for now. 3 spooks a day, 4 on weekends, and you get your own room after closing time. Deal? Cuthbert cleared his throat. Despite his old age and years on this earth, he felt nervous in this new and challenging situation. Still, he nodded. Great, then. The wizard went on. Follow me, Mr. Binns. He turned around and walked to the door. They had been sitting in/floating about armchairs in the living room of what seemed to Cuthbert as an almost regular Muggle house at the outskirts of London. The place sure was enlarged on the inside to fit double the number of rooms compared to a normal house, but other than that, there was nothing unusual or spooky about it. Got a special permit from the ministry for this project, the wizard explained while opening the door and crossing the hallway to the stairs. You know, of course, muggles should not see or meet real ghosts, but then again, they will never believe their eyes anyway, and it's good money. You would not believe how many people are ready to pay to be scared into peeing their pants. Cuthbert has followed him up the stairs onto the first floor. I'll introduce you to your co-worker. You 2 will be manning the Candles and Bones room. She can explain all the details to you. The man opened one of the many doors and invited the professor in. The inside of the room was dark, except a bunch of thin white candles, some in holders on the wall, others lighting carved pumpkins from within. Hi, said an energetic, joyful voice, sounded from a far corner of the room. You must be the new hire. So stoked to meet you. What's your name? Taken by surprise by this friendly welcome, Cuthbert stuttered. Professor, Mr. Binns. Pleasure to meet you. A professor? Cool. And I'm Kim. The ghost of a young woman with short curly hair came floating towards him. Her clothes seemed up to date as far as Cuthbert could judge. Things much like the students were wearing on weekends. She could not have been a ghost for long. He saw it in the way she avoided the several skeletons on her way instead of floating right through them. He could not help but wonder how she ended up here. Luckily, she'd offered up the explanation herself as she approached. Look at you! You must have been dead for ages. I actually just died a couple weeks ago. You know, I was doing this podcast with Sequoia about fanfic, and she read this story to me, and it was Dracho or Chaco or whatever. It's fine. And I just died. Like, literally died. It's fine, I guess. I will haunt her for that for sure. Never mind. So anyway, great you're here. We will have tons of fun. She grinned wildly. And even though Cuthbert had barely understood half the words she just said, he felt like she might be right. Having fun sounded good. The end. Chaco killed you. Now you're dead now. Whose story is this? It's Emma's. I don't know if they're here. But Yay! Oh my God, Kim, what's happening over here? Kimbert? Wow, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, and now for story numero dos. This ship is all so crazy. Why do you ship it? Explain yourself. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to move on from this because I don't like what's happening in the chat. Okay. This is Of Tea Leaves and Love Tales. But I didn't actually... Okay, no. No. I'm ignoring the chat. Of Tea Leaves and Love Tales. Sybil finished the last sip of her tea while toasting her dinner in the private quarters of her tower. The castle was more rambunctious and noisy than usual as the students and staff celebrated Halloween. Having no desire to join in their frivolous gallivanting, she made her own solitary food. Out of habit, she swirled the cup 3 times in her left hand and glanced at the soggy tea leaves filling the bottom. A heart, not broken, but separated. Oh, was that true? She felt her own heart pump with excitement, and she smelled something burning. Oh, Merlin, her toast! She had burnt her cinnamon bread again! Angry at her own carelessness, Sybil vanished the offending food with a swish of her wand. Wonder where all those toasts end up. No matter, she had other things to attend to. She refilled the kettle and placed 2 floral pink cups on the end table, fetched a slice of pumpkin cake and a warm book, stalked the fire till the flames jumped up the chimney, blanketing the room with a comfortable warmth. To pass the time, she grabbed her crystal ball and settled into the oversized chair beside the sweltering fire. Sybil Trelawney gazed into the crystal ball, unfocusing her eyes and emptying her thoughts. The misty smoke swirled. There was something glistening, sparkling in the void. It was glittering. Yes, glitter! No, that can't be right. It's glowing, shining like a moon with many points. No, moons don't have points. It was shining, reflecting like twin metal blades. Shing, shing. Sybil startled, nearly knocking over her favorite teacup. How unsettling. She clearly wasn't focused correctly. Her mind was so firmly in the present. Sybil arose from the plum chair and stumbled over the frayed rug. With reverence, she opened a petite box and cast the dried, crackly leaves into the dancing flames. She cleared her mind of all ideas and preconceived notions. Her eyes glazed and she zoned into the fire. Flames blazing, flames. A girl with flaming hair, trapped in a box. Hair. Harry Potter, in leather pants and a ponytail. He's a girl. No, he's just a concept. No, he had wings and a womb and a pipe. A pipe? Was he smoking? Yes, smoking hot, with Quidditch muscles, Quidditch brooms, sticky brooms. Vroom, vroom, like a time machine. Time. Werewolf times. It's fine. It's fine. It's face blind. Why is Draco so unkind? What is happening? That doesn't make any sense. Sybil collapsed on the frayed rug, the fibers scratching her skin. There was nothing in the fire. Nothing in a crystal ball. McGonagall was right. The students were right. She's not a seer at all. She misread the signs. The heart had been broken. Or worse, there had been no heart in the teacup at all. They weren't coming. It had been too long. They had forgotten her. She would have to spend Halloween alone. A wail broke the silence of the circular room. The tower was scattered with knickknacks, rows of crystal balls and china cups and mirrors. The enchanted object reflected the fire, making light dance around the room like unknown spirits from another realm. Salt lined the baseboards, and the smell of sage and frankincense lingered in the air. A bell suspended on a chain jingled as a breeze entered the room. A silvery figure rose through the floor, an elegant, proud shadow. With a single glance, she studied the room and understood the scene. Offerings she could only admire, not enjoy. The cups laid out that she could not drink from, the pumpkin cake she could not taste, the fire she could not feel, and the lover she could not touch. You came! My dear Sybil, how could I forget our anniversary? The Gray Lady said sincerely. After a lifetime of riddles and secrets, Helena found Sybil's emotional honesty comforting. She was not manipulative or deceitful like most of the men she had known. Sybil was like an open book, and she just wanted to snuggle down and enjoy the story. Helena glided to the fire she could not feel and cupped Sybil's cheek in her cold hand. She could almost feel the warmth of her rosy skin and damp tears glistening like dew on her eyelashes. My love, come sit down, drink your tea, and tell me what you saw. Sybil flopped into the oversized armchair. Helena flouted onto her lap, covering Sybil in what felt like a cold blanket. Sybil held one arm in the air in a way that appeared to be holding Helena. In the other hand, she downed her cold tea like it was a bottle of sherry. It's Potter! It's always Potter! Sybil sighed, attempting to rest her head in an absent cold shoulder. The clairvoyance around him is so befuddled. I can't make sense of it. Doomed. He's doomed. What's the point in being a seer if I can't do anything to stop it? Remember what your great-grandmother would say, Helena soothed, brushing her fingers through Sybil's hair, leaving the frizzled tips frosted. We are the masters of time. We are not the masters of time, only its humble observers, Sybil repeated. That's right, Helena assured. Now, what have you chosen for us to read tonight? Orpheus and Eurydice. Do you think it will get a happy ending this time? She smiled. I'm afraid Hades is unforgiving. Sybil clutched her tattered book and turned the pages that Helena herself could no longer grasp. By the light of the blazing fire, Helena read her favorite book, and at the bottom of an abandoned teacup, she could see soggy leaves form a heart fully joined. That is, if one was a great seer. The end. Thank you so much to our authors. These were fabulous, fabulous, fabulous stories. Lots of great callbacks, lots of fluffiness, lots of happiness, lots of wholesomeness, and I love them. So thank you for coming to Storytime. If you have a story that you would like to submit to Storytime, please do that thing, 5,000 words or less, something happy and nice and wholesome, to fanaticalfics@gmail.com. Just a reminder, story times are the third Saturday of every month at noon Mountain Time. This is a mountain. This is also a mountain. Mountains. Thanks for coming. Or it might, yeah, no, that's a good point. You can also send us some crack. as you are all want to do. Have a nice rest of your day. The patrons at a bonus content tier have a Patreon live stream starting in 25 minutes. So we will see you there. And bye. They are hill-sized mountains. They're always hill-sized mountains.